rating of almost 90%. Now, let me just stop for just a moment here. Benedict Arnold won many battles. Do you know who Benedict Arnold is?
No, I can't. I've heard the name. I can't place it.
Okay, he was almost as famous as George Washington. He was a Continental Army, and then, later, he was one of the generals in the War for Independence against the British. You know about that, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, Benedict Arnold would give great speeches. He was a wonderful guy. He would win these battles. But it turned out the whole time he was a British double agent. And at key points, when the British had a chance to once and for all smash the rebels, that's when he revealed himself. Now, they were getting 1,000-to-1 phone calls against the TARP bill. The Congress had said no. The bankers had plunged the stock market by 1,000 points to terrorize the public. And they had all the top bankers come out and say, we're going to have a depression if you don't give us this banker bailout. And then October 3rd, they passed it. October 4th, the head of the Treasury, Henry Paulson, said, I'm not going to tell you where the money went. Now, Beck, sure, a few weeks later said, ooh, I was wrong, I apologize, I misunderstood. Just like he misunderstood when he read word for word out of the Southern Poverty Law Center's hit pieces on Ron Paul, right when Ron Paul had a chance of winning the nomination, right at that key point, right at the key point whenever Deborah Medina had a chance to torpedo her, always at the key point, his periscope comes up when he's got your confidence and he fires torpedoes. And I have been there. I have seen it. I have witnessed it. And I know who runs Fox News. I mean, I've been here all these years, and many others have, exposing world government being laughed at by the Fox News crowd. Now they come out and say, okay, it's all real because the globalists have gone public. But then they still say, okay, it's real, but if you don't, basically agree with us, you're a kook. It still doesn't exist. I mean, have you heard Glen Beck make fun of people that talk about Bilderberg Group?
That's what I wanted to say next. I was to a show about a month ago, maybe even less, and a lot of the followers of Glen Beck say, he's speaking cryptically about different things because he can't come out and say things outright. And I personally believe, that he's not a bad person trying to mislead, that he's more of a pawn.
What do you mean he can't come out? Hey, listen, buddy, I was offered everything Glen Beck's been given, okay? And I said no to it. What do you mean he can't come out?
Well, he apparently feels like he's...
No, that's a sellout. See, this is why we're slaves. This is why we're going to lose everything, Mike. Okay, there's a good chance we're going to lose. And down the road, you're going to say Alex Jones was right. It's this attitude of he can't come out all the way. This attitude of he's got to speak in code. He's got to write a book, The Overton Window, saying this is faction, this is real stuff in fiction. At the end, he says the government's not staging terror. There aren't FEMA camps, and this book is fiction. That's doublespeak. This is faction. This is really going on. At the end, okay, you bought my book, you read it, this isn't going on. It's confusion. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Listen, I know people at Fox News, high up. You understand Glen Beck is obsessed with this show. Glen Beck has 5 operatives listening right now. Glen Beck tells people, don't go on Alex Jones's show. Glen Beck goes around to radio executives saying, don't have him on the radio. Glen Beck is scared of the Patriot movement. He's got 2 retired FBI agents guarding him, not from Muslims, but from patriots. And listen, I know a lot about Glen Beck you don't know. Do you understand that?
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I would like your confirmation that, so you have 100% confirmed source that the people at Fox News that he's doing that stuff.
Absolutely.
And the other thing, and I know you can just say that this is, more confusion. He specifically stated in his talk radio show is that, look, he doesn't deal with the things that other talk radio shows talk about. That's not what his show is about. He's basically saying to me, look, I'm not going to talk about what Alex Jones is talking about. I'm talking about different stuff. and that's not what his show is about.
Well, here's the deal. Long before I now discovered I ever talked about Glen Beck, in fact, 4 or 5 years ago, I was supportive of him till I saw him reading ADL stuff on air, Southern Poverty Law Center. Stay there. This is important. We'll come back to you.
Is your debt problem a ticking time bomb? Thanks to a new financial consumer relief program designed in response to the economic crisis facing millions of Americans, you don't have to wait until it's too late to defuse your debt. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card bills and are struggling to make minimum payments, get ready to take down this number for free information that could potentially save your home, the lifestyle you're accustomed to, and your family's financial well-being. But don't wait. Studies show that if most debt problems are confronted directly, beneficial settlements, manageable monthly payments, and quick restoration of credit are more easily attained, potentially saving you thousands of dollars in interest charges, fees, and unpaid debt. Don't procrastinate. Call now for your free information and begin putting your economic house in order today. To qualify for this program, you must have $10,000 in credit card debt. Call the American Debt Associates at 800-876-2966. 800-876-2966. Again, 800-876-2966.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
What is a wind generator?
How can the wind produce power for a small cabin?
How can wind energy be stored and used during an emergency?
Can I assemble my own wind generator?
For answers to questions about wind power, visit windbluepower.com. Did you know the wind could provide your family with emergency power? It can with a wind generator from windbluepower.com. Learn how our amazing LightBreeze wind generator kits start charging a 12-volt battery and just 6 mile per hour wind. Or see the new Cyclone X2 dual kit featuring 2 wind generators on just 1 tower. And learn why schools and universities across the country utilize our products to teach about wind power and alternative energy at windbluepower.com. All kits qualify for a 30% IRS tax credit for residential energy efficient property. Enter coupon code RADIO for a 5% discount at windbluepower.com. That's windbluepower.com. Or call 800-976-0026. That's 800-976-0026.
Okay, I don't want to spend all day on Glen Beck. That's why I'm going to make a documentary about him. I'm going to show his flip-flopping. I'm going to show who funds him. I'm going to show the Republicans on Fox saying there's no world government, there's no banking plan, there's no international bankers, there's no derivatives. They all are paid for by the same people. That's all I'm saying. Now, does there tend to be some better people of the few good senators and House members that are Republican, like Senator DeMint or Ron Paul? Yes, that's the case. Do I have more in common with Republicans? Yes, because they at least claim they're constitutionalist. But when they get in power, they forget the Constitution. Obama claimed he was this big civil libertarian. Look what he's done. Remember Keith Olbermann, how he was exposing tyranny and Cheney wanting to blow up U.S. ships and blaming it on Iran and all these things, and now Obama's in, and you don't hear any criticism of Obama? And all you see from MSNBC is race pimping, hyping religious differences. And it's the same thing from Fox. And they do it in the name of unity, but all they do is raise these issues. They are working from the same sheet of music. Just one takes the part of the villain, one takes the part of the good guy, depending on what perspective you've got. If you're a Democrat, Obama's good. If you're a Republican, Obama's bad. Vice versa. And I'm going to go after Glenn Beck because I know that he's put out the word to try to keep me off radio stations and off the air. I know he's put out the word for people not to go on my show, or he threatens to blackball them. I know he's got at least 5 people that listen to my show and track everything I do, and then he's got the nerve to try to be involved in my life, stopping me from getting the word out. Well, of course, he copies everything I am. He twists it. He turns it into a Roger Ailes Fox production. It comes back on me. I've got to have little old lady saying, you sound just like Glenn Beck. No, I don't, old lady. Listen a little closer. So I need to stand up and identify who I am versus what Glenn Beck is. For heaven's sakes, Mike, I'm going to go back and give you the final word on this. I've now had a chance to read almost the whole book, The Overton Window. And the character, Bailey, is Alex Jones. It's a Patriot talk show host who releases the MIAC report that law enforcement gave him. That's me. We're the ones that released it. Kansas City Star on record. And I'm stopping the nukes that the government wants to detonate to bring in martial law. It's about false flag terror, international bankers. Meanwhile, he's saying anybody that thinks the government stages terror attacks is a dangerous lunatic. See, that's a true master manipulator, is that he wants it all. He sees it as a market. And he is going to be an establishment Republican. He's going to then be the mediator who referees when the conspiracy people get out of control. He's going to get up on TV and warn about the militias. And when the Republicans get into power, he's going to attack those of us that expose their globalist agenda. He's going to say, we've got to have this Bank of the World. We've got to have this carbon tax to fund it. Gee, I don't like it, but we're going to go bankrupt if we don't. Now, go ahead and you have the final word, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you'd have definitely, quite a prediction you made there. I do have to say that the bottom line for me with Glenn Beck is I don't discount his faith in God. I do happen to be Mormon, so I have a bias in that point. I don't think he is intentionally misleading. You know he didn't write those books. He has writers writing that crap. You know, he's being handled, like you said. So I'm not going to demonize him personally because I believe that he does have a sincere belief in God and in helping us out. If he's being manipulated, I'm not going to blame him as much as I'm going to blame the manipulators.
Let me ask you a question. Why would he go on a photo shoot and put fake tears in his eyes and laugh for the media and say, this is how I fool people?
Well, that I don't even know about, so I couldn't speak to it. I'll look it up.
Well, here's the good news. We're going to keep Glenn Beck honest. And, in fact, that's in my notes here, that we hope he's had an awakening. We hope he's grown. Nobody's perfect. And we hope that by making this film, we keep Glenn Beck honest and point out what our concerns are once the Republicans get back into power. Because all I want's my country back, and I've seen a track record of Republicans and Democrats sharing power, and I appreciate your call. Interesting points. I hope you're right about Glenn Beck.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the